Hello, friends. How are you? How is everybody? Edna. Is Edna still here? Looks like she came in a little early. Hi, Edna. Margie. Thank you. It is so good to be back. Is that a gorgeous Afghan behind as her picture? You see that? That's really pretty.
Yeah.
And Margie. Angela. Hello. Good morning, Angela. It's good to see you today. Hope you're feeling well. Linda. Hi, Linda. Thank
Hey.
you. It's so good to be back. I missed you guys so much. Glennis. Good morning. Glennis has been traveling a little bit herself.
Yeah.
Candy's with me today, and we're not going to have a sale, and we're not going to make anything specific. We are going to just hang out and laugh and craft because, oh, hi, KK. Good to see you. Happy Saturday. And Kathy, hi. Hello. I'm just so glad to be back, and I'm still pretty exhausted. The time difference, and everybody came back with a cold. So we're working on getting rid of the cold, but the time difference is huge too. So just trying to get a little more sleep and rest so that our body can, re-energize, regenerate, get reacquainted. That's right, Margie. I know it's been 2 weeks?
Oh, yeah.
It feels like it's been longer than that. I don't know. It does. It does to me. Does it to you?
Yes.
It feels like it's been a lot longer than that. And feel like we need to get reacquainted. Like, hello, my name is Marianne. And to my left there is Candy. Let's see. Yeah, it is to the left up there. This color on YouTube on my screen looks really, really brilliant. I love that. So we just thought we would hang out, maybe craft a little bit, laugh a little. Oh, great. Gonna mess me up now.
No, because I know you're going to change it. You don't like it over there.
Yeah, my eye goes to the same spot on the computer because it's the closest one. And yeah, so thank you. My brain is not all together there yet. And if in a while I couldn't figure out why I couldn't get it together, that'd probably be why. But oh, man. I thought, if you want to hear a little bit about the trip, I could tell you a little bit about it. If you don't, we don't have to. And we can just hang out and laugh and craft. I still have the things sitting here, some of the things from this month's subscription box. And because we had an opening, but we didn't get to do any creating with the subscription box, I just left them sitting here and thought maybe I would use some of those today. But has anybody tried out their stencils? I love these stencils. They're so fun. You could do them on the page. You could also, I did these all on one page and then just cut them out. But so fun. Actually used ink, but then I used lunar paste over the top to do the little highlight things. Hey, Christy, so glad you made it. Hello, everybody. I missed y'all terribly. And this one I left white because I think I'd like to watercolor. So, yeah, you can do a lot of cool things with these stencils. They're just really fun. So I thought I might play with the stencils a bit. Maybe I'll make something and just use some things from this month's box. Hope you. I assume y'all got your boxes by now.
Yes,
I
great.
did.
Love it.
Cool. What was your favorite thing in it?
Well, I love the stencils, but I think I love this.
Oh, you and me both. Is that not the best envelope ever?
Yeah, I really love that.
I'm like, oh man, I ordered enough for one box, to check them out because I hadn't used them before, and I love them. So I ordered a whole mess of them, and they arrived while I was gone. So, if I would like one in every box.
Yeah.
So you might get one in every box, but this is one of those things that I thought if I only had one, I'm just going to hoard it and look at it. and I want to be able to use it because it's very, very cool. I love the coloring. I love the script that's kind of in the background there.
Yeah.
And it's a cool size. So yeah, it'd make a nice little mini journal. That could actually be the closure. Mini journal cover.
Yeah, but I'm kind of hoarding it right now, but yeah.
I know. That's why I told you there's more coming. Because I would be doing the same thing. Because I thought, oh, that's way better than I thought it would be. Sometimes it's hard to tell by their pictures,
the pictures. Yeah.
You know, if they're really that great. But
no, it's not textured. It's smooth. It just looks.
Yeah, no, it's not textured. It's smooth, but it looks like it's textured. That's what I love about it. I didn't need to do anything to it. It's got great texture on it, and the script in the background is really awesome.
Yeah, Margie lost her mojo. She says,
"Oh,
yeah,
Margie.
I haven't really done anything since before you left. I mean, I've done a couple little things with Eric, but that's about it.
Well, sounds like we need to spend some time getting all of our mojo back.
It's not wax. Well, it's not wax. The envelope's not wax. It's
no. It's very smooth paper. It's not wax though.
It has a great color to it.
Yeah, that's my favorite part is the coloring.
Just really cool.
Yeah, and the inside's not white, which is nice. But yeah, that's a cool one. Anybody try painting on your tea bag?
No, I haven't. Like I said, I haven't done anything.
Yeah. That's something that I've been wanting to do. And so I have tea bags to put something in there so that I'll have a tea bag to try do some paintings. I'm watching on TV, but able to chat with you via phone. Oh, that's awesome, Christy. No, that's perfect. So you can see bigger, but still be able to chat. I love that. I hate when people can't chat. Want you all to participate. So, well, I realize that I really need to do like some on my distress inks. I need to do color swatches on the side. I've got a lot of things that I need to, label and color swatch and things like that. So maybe we should just have some sessions where we do stuff like that, because if I've lost my mojo or just not feeling up to really making anything, stuff like that, I feel like I'm being productive. I'm getting something done that I need. I'm still working with the color. So I feel like I'm working with my craft supplies. And, I don't know. It helps me get back into it. So the stencil on the tea bag, that would be cool too. So we got back on Sunday and just completely wiped out. Well, we left, was it Sunday? It was Sunday. We left Amsterdam at 10 a.m. and had a direct flight and got home at noon. So that was a little wacky. So tried to stay up Sunday until Sunday night. Just went to bed early. Went to bed like 8:30. I was so tired. And then just slept. And then Monday and Tuesday, I planted my butt in the recliner and I didn't move. Yeah, slept all day Monday, all day Tuesday, and all Monday night and all Tuesday night. Right, honey?
Yep.
He's dragging himself around too. So I didn't even have enough strength to get on my phone, look at texts or messages or anything. So Wednesday, so that was the third day home or fourth day home. We got home on Sunday. So the fourth day home on Wednesday, I still didn't have enough energy to get out of that recliner, but I felt the need to do something. So I grabbed a stack of about a 6-inch stack of paper, of 6x6 paper, just, variety of whatever, and my tab punches. And I just sat there for 4.5 hours and punched tabs.
Hey, Cindy.
Hey, Cindy. I mean, I thought, well, at least I'm doing something productive. It's something that I can use. So I'm not just wasting time, but I literally did not have the energy to do anything else. So I sat there for 4.5 hours. I've got several of these little white bins full. More of some than others, but, depending on color. That one is mostly all the color ones. Candy's like, I know where to go for tabs now. This is the one I figured I'd use the most often. These are the ones that have cool script on them or writing or are very neutral or very dark, easy to use.
Yeah.
So I kind of separated them like that. And I know, call me anal, but it seems like if I put them all together while I'm punching them, then it's just a whole lot easier. I can go through and find something that I want, without having to. Can you imagine me trying to dish through 2,000 tabs that I've punched trying to find something? Yeah, no. So I did that. So I did both the rounded tabs and the squared tabs, and just made a whole ton of them. So then, so I sat there for 4.5 hours Wednesday morning and did that while watching mindless movies. And I saw a lot of movies this last week. So then by noon, after I'd sat there for 4.5 hours and punched, I really felt like doing something. I really didn't have energy to go do anything, but I just really wanted to create something. It had been so long. So I had this whole pile of, what do you call them? The scraps that when you punch the tabs, the little bits that fall off. Yeah. So I grabbed a bottle of glue. I grabbed two inks, vintage photo and tea dye. Were the ones that I got. Didn't even get a blending brush. I grabbed the 2 inks and a bottle of glue. And opened up this. This happened to be by the side of my, it's just a doodle book. It happened to be by the side of the couch. And so I grabbed this. If not, I just probably would have grabbed a piece of paper. And I took the tea dye and I took the vintage photo and I just opened them up and rubbed them all over here just so it wouldn't be a white background. Let's see. Oh, it does go that way. Okay. So, and then I just started gluing all the little things that pop out when you, in between. It was cool. I just wanted to glue something. And then later that night, I thought, it still needs something, some stamping or something. So I accidentally turned it upside down when I did that. I didn't, so I grabbed one of the sets of Tim Holtz stamps that happened to be sitting on my desk. I couldn't dig for anything, and just stamped some things on it. So an art journal page does not have to be anything fantastic. Sometimes it's just for getting your creativity out because you're just feeling, cramped in a plane and you need to glue something. I said to Doug, I just feel like gluing. He's looking at me like, okay. Yeah, you are bored. I said, I am. So I'm feeling well enough that I'm bored, but I'm not well enough to get up. I need to just lay here in the recliner. So I can glue. You don't have to use any brain power to glue, right? So that's what I did. That's the only thing that I've done. So I gathered stuff along the way for my travel journal. I was hoping to do that each day there, hoping we'd have a little downtime each evening, and we had no downtime at all. We were so busy. But I put them all in a pouch and brought it all back. Margie's got another baby Afghan to make.
Yeah, I was going to tell you, caught her breath there.
Sorry.
And then Cindy said she didn't have her glasses on. She thought Margie said she had a baby orphan to make.
Oh, I love that. That is awesome, Cindy.
And then Margie's like, you better make enough of those tabs for everyone because she's not going to be able to do it before retreat this time.
Oh, you're not going to get to it because of the baby orphan that you need to make?
Yeah.
So Cindy's got her glasses now.
Yeah.
We are not peddling orphans. I can do that, Margie. If you really don't have time, I can do that. I'll do the little baggies like Margie did in a proxy.
Yeah.
In place for Margie. I'll do those for the sale. She always did those and donated them for the sale. I can do that. I got plenty of paper. I got a whole tray full of 6x6 standing up on end. So I'll do that. So yeah, that's the only crafty thing that I've done. Oh man. I asked Doug this morning, how many ports did we even hit? I don't even remember. It's just gone like nuts. Oh, on the way over, well, the day over, we got up at 3 o'clock that morning, not on purpose. Somebody woke up and then couldn't be awake by himself. And so we did 3 hours worth of housework before we, so then I was totally exhausted when we left, but we ended up being awake from 3 o'clock Saturday morning to midnight, between 11 and 12, I think, is when we went to bed on Sunday night. So that was a really long trip, and changed planes in Denver, again in Frankfurt, and again in Basel. Yeah, fun experience for all.
Frankfurt's a wonderful experience.
Oh my gosh. Can I just say Frankfurt Airport is a mess. Sorry. On the way back, though, thank goodness, on the way back, they had gotten us a direct flight. So we went from Amsterdam straight to Salt Lake City, and that was really awesome. And so that was about a 10.5-hour flight. I think I got 5 full movies in. It was cool. They had decent sized screens, probably 12, 13 inches on the front of the seat in front of you, or on the back of the seat in front of you. And the transatlantic flights, a lot of times they'll give you headphones. The domestic ones, they charge you $9 for headphones. So just keep them once they give them to you and have them for next time. So we plug in the headphones and you could control your own little, TV, and they had all kinds of things, TV shows and movies and podcasts, and even had a wellness section where it had meditations. So I thought it'd be a guided meditation, but it was like meditative music, and the video was clouds. And so you watch the clouds float by. I did use that one on the way over multiple times, trying to keep my sanity on that flight. I don't want to be negative, so I won't go into it. But the way back was not bad. Actually had fairly decent leg room. I mean, when the person in front of me leaned back, it didn't suddenly part my knees into the next 2 seats. And I think I watched 5 movies on the way back, and the flight seemed so much shorter than on the way over, because it was. Oh, hi, Cheryl. Good to see you. Yeah. Oh, Margie, I was just praying that I didn't kill somebody around me because it was miserable. So yeah, I watched some good comedy movies. And then we came home and put movies on the TV that we could just fall asleep to whenever we wanted to sleep. And hi, Toby. But if you guys are interested, I'll tell you about a few of the highlights, things that I really liked. And if you're not, then I don't want to regale you with, vacation stories. But
if you're for
yeah, captive audience that can leave anytime they want. So well, okay. So one of the first, let's see. So we flew into Basel, Switzerland, and that's where the cruise, it was a Viking cruise, a Viking river cruise. So we've been on a lot of ocean cruises. Those are the great big Royal Caribbean, Princess, Carnival, And there's typically 2,000 to 4,000 guests on those cruises, and 700, 900 staff, depending on how many guests there are. But they're huge ships with sometimes 7 or more layers, levels that to go up. The Viking cruises, even their ocean cruises, are smaller, which is really kind of cool. But the river cruise, the ship had a lower level that was only rooms, and then the main level everything was divided down the middle. When you walked in, we could get out either side of the ship, so it depended on which side of the river we docked, and I'll tell you more about that. But so you have the center, and that's where the reception desk was, and kind of a little lobby thing. And off to one end, so one side of the boat, that whole side of the boat was just rooms, staterooms. So on all 3 levels, there was staterooms, but the bottom level was only staterooms. So really, when you look at the ship, there's only 2 levels. The main level, staterooms on one end, and on the other side, the whole thing is restaurant, which is really cool. That restaurant is big enough to hold all the guests, and although you don't have to eat in there, and it was very nice, and it had windows on both sides, so you could see out both sides as we're sailing along. And then the 3rd level had that center kind of open area. The one side, of course, was rooms, and the other side was the lobby. And in the lobbies, where they had a piano, and there was a huge bar, and there was a small dance floor, and Roberto was our piano player. He was awesome. And so he was always entertaining with piano music. And as you go through the lobby on the other end, then you could step outside to what they called Aquavit. I still want to call it Aquavit, but I don't know. It's Aquavit, Aquavit, which I know is a drink. It's a Swedish drink. But they called this area the Aquavit. So you could go out on the Aquavit, and you could, part of it was enclosed with glass doors, and then you could step through those, and then you were at the front of the ship. So there was tables in both areas. So you could actually have your meal up there if you wanted, and have glass all the way around, or eat outside in the open air, because the weather was absolutely perfect. Other than humid. We all know I don't like humidity. So the temperature was great. It was like 60 to 80 Fahrenheit all the time. And the temperature was absolutely perfect. We had gorgeous days. We only had rain a couple of times while we were sailing, which was awesome. We were, on the river. So I'm always up for a good rainstorm when you're on the water. We could skip the the lightning, I suppose, but so it would be perfect to sit out there and eat as well. So really, you only had the main floor, the restaurant, and right above it, the lobby to, figure out. And then above that is the top of the ship. And so the whole top deck then is open. They have a little garden area where they grow all their own herbs, which was really cool. They had one shuffleboard being out, which I figured out how to play shuffleboard. That was fun. They have a small putting green, and there's a big track that walks all the way around the outside of it. So if you want to just go out and walk up there on the top deck and in the beautiful weather. And I think, in the center is what do you call it? The little enclosed house thing where the captain sits in and has all the controls for the ship. And that goes up and down. I did not know that. So that's right there in the center, and that he could raise that up high so he could see far ahead, and then he could raise it down lower if we needed to go underneath a bridge. So that was really cool. Our captain was awesome. His name was Hans. He was probably 6'5", tall, bald man with a big smile. Very, very nice. And his wife, who was probably 5'5", it's always that way. maybe she was 5'5", maybe 5'3". She was his first mate. I thought that was awesome. And they were just a great couple to have there. So on the river cruises, there's never more than 200 guests. So we had 190 guests on this cruise. Viking, did they all wear horned hats and pillage? The wheelhouse. Thank you, Margie. Yeah, a few horned hats came out now and then. Here and there. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. The wheelhouse. Thank you. And he was so cool about it. He one night we were having we're supposed to have a storm, and so Doug and I went out, went up there, and it was kind of in the dark, and we were wanting to watch the storm, and the captain was up there, and he just came out and stood with us and talked and hung out, and then took us into the wheelhouse to show us whatever and answer questions, and he was just a really cool guy. So the whole, let's see, the Viking river cruises, we had 190 guests and 47 staff. So yeah, we literally knew every member of the staff by name. And what is really cool is that the ones that we saw frequently, they knew us by name. So the same person did our room every day. And oh my goodness, they did our room 3 times a day. It was ridiculous. Oh, wow. I know. Once I figured that out, then I wasn't such a mess. It's like we'd get up, breakfast is at 7:00 every morning. And so I'm not used to eating before, 11 or 12, but we get up and we know we're going to be going all day. So better eat. And besides, breakfast is so good. Don't want to miss it. So, everything would be a mess. We'd go to breakfast. We'd come back and the bed would be made. Everything would be straightened. Like, oh no. So then we would gather our stuff and we would leave to go on an excursion at 8:30. 8:30 we meet out on the main reception area to go on the excursion. And we come back about 12 or 12:30, and that's when lunch is. So we'd come back 12 or 12:30. We would drop our stuff in the room, maybe change our clothes because it's been so humid and hot, and wash up and leave a mess, go to lunch. And then we'd come back and our room was all cleaned up again. Like, this is crazy. So then we might try to sneak in a little nap, for an hour there. So we'd climb in the bed was awesome. I never even took time didn't even think about it, asking or looking under the, sheets to see the mattress, because it was awesome. And the comforter was wonderful. And they have climate control in every single room. So you can control your own stateroom. That I absolutely loved because, some people, my mom happy at 75 and, me, and the more we're active, the more we're putting off heat, the colder we wanted it. So we were able to make ours nice and cool. And so we'd come back, maybe sneak in a little nap, maybe, do a couple things, go out and depends on what was going on in the afternoon. There was usually at some point, Jackie was going to come into the lobby and have a presentation to tell us all about tomorrow's ports, what there is to do, what the shore excursion is, all the stuff, and other stuff if you wanted to know or if you wanted to do something different. And then they might have something else, specific going on in the lobby, before dinner. So we would lay down for half an hour or an hour and make a big mess, and then we would quickly run out the door again to go to those things in the afternoon. And then straight from there, we'd go to dinner. Dinner is at 7:00. Now, we never eat that late, but I swear, Candy, it was like we ate breakfast, we turned around and they said it's lunchtime. And I'm like, yeah. I'm not even hungry because I ate so much. I'm not even hungry. So we eat lunch and then we just do the couple things and whatever's, and maybe there was somewhere to go in the afternoon. Sometimes we had a different port and we'd go do something in the afternoon, come back, and dinner's at 7. And I'm like, I'm not even hungry yet. And I don't even ever eat this late. It was crazy. I felt like all we were doing was eating, but it was so good. When we came home, I said, I never want to eat again. That lasted for about 4 or 5 days. Now I'm hungry. Oh, but we would come back. We would come back after dinner, before we were going to go do whatever for the evening, and our bed would be made and the room cleaned up, and they print like this little, almost like newspaper, every day, and so tomorrow's would be sitting on the bed, and our tickets for the excursion for tomorrow morning would be on the bed. Everything would be nice and clean. Ooh, I was just thinking, I'm going to grab that. I do have them here because there's a couple fun things on there. So yeah, 3 times a day, they came in and cleaned up our mess. And oh man, they were awesome. We left our, one person that did our room the entire time, we left them a nice tip because we were very appreciative of not having to do that. So one of the first days, our excursion, let's see, let me start back here. We left Basel, Switzerland. The cruise, this is up the Rhine or down the Rhine, and the cruise on the Rhine goes from Basel, Switzerland to Amsterdam. And there is, I had no idea, this blew my mind. Viking Cruises has a cruise leaving Basel, Amsterdam, and a cruise leaving, Basel, Switzerland, and Amsterdam. They have a cruise leaving those 2 ports every single day. Literally. That blew my mind. And so the Rhine, goes all the way it does. It's all over the place. But so one is coming this direction and one is coming that direction. And it's the same thing every week. And so they meet at the same, I think it was Koblenz, Germany, that we met that ship in, docked side by side there. And then you continue on. But every single day, so Sunday to leave there, Monday to leave there. It's crazy. That's a whole lot of, that's a lot of cruises leaving there. I thought that they did it maybe once a week. So when our ship went from Basel to Amsterdam, and then we got off the ship, they prepared the ship again. And a couple hours later, they had the ship full again. And then we're going back down the Rhine. We went up the Rhine. And so the next week they would be going down the Rhine. It's just crazy. So, hi, Carrie. Carrie Kale is in Facebook, so you guys won't be able to see her comments. Carrie, if you are able to get over to YouTube, then you'll be able to see everybody else's comments. They'll be able to see yours. That would be awesome. But either way, you can still stay in Facebook if you need to. So this is the one where I gathered some things, this pouch. So I'll show you a few things that I gathered. Christy, yeah, so you're saying if you're on a diet, shouldn't do the cruise thing. Well, here's the deal. You start
with my cruise.
Did you? You lose a couple, 10 pounds before you go so that when you eat, you can gain it back and not worry about it.
I didn't gain weight when I was on the cruise because you're walking a lot usually.
Yeah, yes. Here's the deal though. I felt like I was full all the time because we ate so much. But as soon as I came home, I didn't eat like that. As soon as I came home, I'm back to just what we do normally. And so it just came right back off. So
yeah. I lost weight on my cruise. Well, I got this thing too though.
Oh, that helps.
Yeah. Yes, it helps.
Yeah, in a non-pleasant way.
And that was years ago when I was much younger and much lighter.
So here's the little newspaper, the Viking Daily, that they would print every day and put in our cabin, our stateroom. So tell us what the weather is supposed to be for the next day. So that one was for Saturday. Sunrise.
She's on YouTube now.
Oh, awesome. There she is. Paper Puddles. Hello. Good to see you. And so this would tell us everything that's going on, like all day, morning, afternoon, and evening. anything that's going on. So you can go to anything or everything or nothing, whatever you want. Our ship was called the Kara, the Viking Kara. Maybe it's really tiny there, but might be the only place that says that. Viking Kara, Kara. That was our ship. They did have free Wi-Fi, which was really awesome. So this one, that's not a good one because that's right before departure. Here's a sample one. All right. So this one we were going to be stopping in Speyer, Germany. Welcome to Speyer. So at 5 a.m., the ship would arrive and dock in Speyer. Shore excursions, where to meet, all that stuff. And your tickets were with this. So this talks about Speyer, Germany. So if you're interested in hearing or learning some more about background and stuff like that, there's good information there. The Imperial Cathedral. Oh, that cathedral was one of the coolest. It was a goth. I did get pictures. Oh, I could show you some pictures too. But, I got a lot of pictures of that and goth style. Actually, no, that's a different one. Never mind. So it talks all about that. And then this is what I thought was fun. Okay, so for today in history, it gave you some different things that have happened and something about food from Speyer, Germany. So food for thought, sauerbraten. And it talks about sauerbraten. But I loved this little piece down here. This is the nautical term of the day. So these were terms that we hear or say all the time, but they originated as a nautical term. And I had no idea. Hi, Lucy. Good to see you. I had no idea, like overreach. Now, some of them are kind of obvious that okay, that was a nautical term, but overreach. Do you know what overreach means? What the original nautical term overreach is? If a ship holds a tack course too long, it has overreached its turning point, and the distance it must travel to reach its next tack point is increased. Okay, well, that's not all that fun and interesting. Some of them were. Some of them are. Okay, overwhelm. Did you know that overwhelm started as a nautical term? And overwhelm this is the Old English term for capsize or founder, as in a shipwreck. So overwhelm was a shipwreck? No idea. Maybe that's why when we feel overwhelmed, we feel like a shipwreck. Hi, Julie. Good to see you.
Julie.
Here's another one. Between the devil and the deep blue sea. Well, I mean, that makes sense. That sounds like a nautical term, but what did it mean originally? The devil seam was the curved seam in the deck planking closest to the side of the ship next to the scupper gutters. If a sailor, I know, that's just fun to say. If a sailor slipped on the deck, he could find himself between the devil and the deep blue sea. Okay. Here's another one. Above board. Sounds like a nautical term, but now we always say, oh, it's above board, he's above board, whatever. But really, the way we use it isn't what it was at all. Above board, this is anything on or above the open deck. If something is open and in plain view, it is above board. So I guess maybe that's why if people are open and honest people, they say they're above board. That's all I can think of. Scupper gutters. I know. It's an awesome word.
Yes, it is.
Actually, it's two words. Scupper gutters. Scupper gutters. Here's one. Under the weather. Are you feeling under the weather? No. If a crewman is standing watch on the weather side of the bow, He will be subject to the constant beating of the sea and the ocean spray. He will be under the weather. And now we use it like, oh, you're not feeling well, you're under the weather. It was just interesting to read where those originally came from because I had no idea. Bear down. Here's a good one. Bear down. Yeah, I hear that a lot at football games. Bear down. This is the action of sailing downwind rapidly toward another ship or landmark. Now if I go to use those, I'm going to be thinking twice about them. This was a great one. Slush fund. Does anybody know what a slush fund originally was, where that came from as a nautical term? I do have a cold, Lucy. We all came back with a cold. Could have been a lot worse, but yeah, everybody came back with a cold. Does anybody have an idea what slush fund was originally as a nautical term? Really curious because I would never have known this. Okay, a slushy slurry of fat was obtained by boiling or scraping the empty salted meat storage barrels. So they take all the salted meat out of the barrel, they scrape all the stuff off the edges, around the side of the barrel, and then boil that, and it's called slush. And the ship's cook often took that slush ashore with him and sold it and used the money for himself or for the crew. So the money that he got started to be known as the slush fund. Yeah. That's probably my favorite one that I had no idea. Bear down was awesome too. So one night they had German night, and the captain and everyone dressed up in traditional German clothing. And at our dinner, we always had linen napkins and linen everything, and they were always, dressed the nines. But that night, they were all dressed as in German attire. We had these napkins at the table. So I asked my waiter for a couple extra napkins. So I got a couple German napkins. They were our waiters were so awesome. You have one guy at the table who's in charge of the drinks only, and one that is the waiter, like takes the order, gonna bring your food, and one that what did the third one do? Just anything and everything. I can't remember exactly. They're specific. They would help bring food out when it was ready for the table and clear dishes and whatever was needed. So we knew exactly which section we sat in the restaurant, who we were going to have as our wait staff. Did the kilt man come out to play? Let's see. We didn't. There was something though. It'll come to me. I'll have to remember what it was. We had in our staterooms, each had a little Vox box that was already plugged in, and these are the earphones. So you take the Vox box every time you go on a tour. This was awesome. On an excursion, and most of them are like a walking tour, and they walk you through and show you different things and then set you free. And so this little Vox box basically was a receiver for a microphone, and so the tour guide would have a microphone on their ear, and they would just be able to speak normally instead of trying to yell to a crowd of 20 people that they're guiding along here. They could just speak normally, and we would all hear it through this in our ear like having a private little microphone. So that was really helpful. So the Vox box is just small, about like this, and we just plug the earphones in, stick that in your pocket or your bag or whatever. Actually, it came with a lanyard. That one came with a lanyard that was around our neck. So, but this is the little bag that the earphones came in. So that was one of the first things that I collected and saved for my travel journal. Of course, I did grab some the Viking stationery that they had that in the room to write on. Oh, so one night, whatever we had for dinner was served on plates, and underneath the food was this piece of deli paper. And so you can tell it was a much larger piece, and it's been cut down, and then they folded it and made a square, a pocket there, but which is really interesting because there was nothing in it. It was underneath the food. So it was like that, and then the food was on it, and the food was in something. And except, that I don't know if grease or heat or whatever had gone through and, gotten on here, so drops of butter or whatever. And so I asked my guy for a couple of these because I thought that is really cool deli paper. And so he grabbed me a few of them. So I don't know. I haven't, let's see. It just says Daily News, Fry City Hometown News, French fries war declared. That would go right there. So I thought those were cool because we love deli paper. And of course they had their own, well, that's a big one, but they had their own maps, Vikings' own maps, which is really cool, of every single city we went to. So they had these in big pads, and as you got off the ship at that port, they would just tear them off and give them to you. So Koblenz, Germany, this was the map of the area that we are. We were docked right here, and this whole end, all the green here is a great big park, and there was a gigantic statue of Wilhelm I. And so you could walk around. They did do a little bit of tour around here that talked about all the things that were in the park. And then we just cut loose and went down here into Old Town. And that was pretty cool, going around Old Town. Actually, we're looking at the stores, trying to decide if we wanted to go into any of them, and looked in one. And I said, I wanted to get a few postcards. And so I said, that looks like it might have postcards in it. I saw paper. So we went in, and it turns out that it was like a probably an office supply store that also had a craft section. Maybe it was a craft supply store. It was pretty small, but it has. I'm like, crafty stuff. Doug's like, nope, we're going. I'm like, well, let's find a postcard.
You're like, nope.
Yep. Just need a postcard. And I said, and I really need some glue, because I had a small glue stick, and it had already been partially used. And so it was completely run out. And so we went over there, and I thought, well, the glue stick will be the easiest. I won't have to deal with liquid. So they had Uhu, which I don't think I've ever tried. And that's.
I think it was that Uhu that I had.
Oh, and you like it or don't like it?
I didn't like it.
Yeah, I remember that it, like in some countries, that's like their norm. Other countries, they have to look for it if they want it. And I know that some people absolutely love it and swear by it, and others don't care for it at all. So, and then I never had time to do any of my things in the travel journal anyway, so I still haven't even tried it. Oh, this is cool. This is from the plane. On the plane ride home, one of our meals, that one's not open, so you tell one of us didn't even use her utensils because they weren't needed, honestly. But those were cool, so I kept that little baggie. And then inside of it was this knife, fork, and spoon, and they're wooden, and they're pretty flat, so they could be used. but they're kind of cool. They're a softwood. They break really easily, but so yeah. So there's the 2 sets, and this one still has the napkin and the set inside of it because not even open. So I thought those might be fun to use. There's Vikings luggage tags departing. They were so organized. Like on the way there, they sent us these about 2 weeks ahead of time. 2 leather tags to put on our luggage, and then these that had all of our identification on them for Viking, and put these on all 4 pieces. We traveled only with carry-ons, so we had 2 small suitcases that were carry-ons, and then we each had our bag that were carry-ons, and so we put these on them. And so the red means that you're arriving, and so they know what bus they need, and they pick them up, and they put them right on the bus, and you're good to go. And then when we're leaving to go to the airport, they give you green ones. That means you're going, so they know exactly where to take it. This is from andDoug. andDoug is in the Netherlands. I learned, I wondered why I have never heard anybody say Holland for so long, for so many years. I just don't keep up on history and some of those world events. I probably should. But I learned about Holland and the lower Netherlands coming together and creating one big unity that they call the Netherlands. So now instead of it being Holland and whatever else it was, it's just all the Netherlands. So andDoug is where the windmills are, and they're still active working windmills, and people live in them. Like they live in the windmill to maintain it and to keep it working. It's very, very cool. Only got a couple postcards. It really didn't get a whole lot. That one's kind of cool. And okay, that's inside the windmill. The men working inside the windmill. So those were from andDoug. Yeah, we didn't buy a whole lot of things. We only got 2 things, and I will show you those. But we're not big spending, just buying junk to bring home. Lots of pictures. This came when we bought something somewhere, and I'm thinking we should have scratched it right there because, that was our ticket for one morning. More of the maps of certain cities. Okay. This bag from andDoug was very cool. It's like the little one that we got the postcards in. But I thought that's a really cool scene on there, and it's on both sides with the windmills and the people bike riding. Tickets. All right. So in your stateroom every day, they put a really large bottle of mineral water, sealed with cork on top and sealed, and then put this on top of it. We thought you might be thirsty. Please enjoy this mineral water with our compliments. And so every time they redid our room, if that mineral water wasn't sitting there, they put another one there. We would take it and put it down in the refrigerator to get it cold, and could not drink it as fast as they were bringing them because we had, other things to drink as well. So these were the little coasters that they used in the lounge, and they're like napkins where they separate into ply. It looks like 3 ply. So I grabbed a couple of those and thought those might be fun to separate. So we were sitting in the lounge one day, and one of the gals that was always waiting on us, we'd become friendly with, and I had pulled out a couple things. My family was coming down, and we were gonna play card games for an hour until something started there, but we wanted to make sure that we actually got a table for all of us in the lounge. So while I was waiting for them, I pulled out a couple things and thought, okay, maybe I can do some things in this travel journal now while I wait. And she says, what are you doing? What do you do? And so I showed her, kind of what we do. And she's like, what? That's crazy. And so I took I said, well, we could take one of these, the back ply from one of these coasters, and we can make a little pocket with it. And so I just took that and turned it into a pocket and showed her how, just folded up. It's just something so simple that we do, but she was just like, whoa, it's crazy. I made something else with the top piece with that, and then Doug spilled my drink all over him, or water all over him. I don't know. This one was soaked, but it did dry out. The other one kind of got destroyed. So this is what our key card came in for our stateroom, and I thought that looks pretty cool. That would be a good one to keep, ready to put in there. This is what our tickets were like every morning that they gave us every night they gave us for the next morning's excursion. And they would collect these tickets. But for the first one, I said, I'd like to keep the ticket, as memento. And so he just took off the barcode scanner and then kept the rest, let me keep the rest. And then sometimes they're just like, okay, just keep it. So we didn't even tear off that part. There's a couple of the napkins from Viking. Thought those would be fun to use. More of the city maps. Yeah, city maps. Okay, so there's the key card. The castles. Oh, that was probably one of my very favorite parts, was the castles. So the lower, okay, so as you go up the Rhine, the lower portion of the Rhine, where we started in Basel, up to the middle of the Rhine, as you're traveling down, I did not know this. You guys probably know a lot more about this history than I do, and it might not even surprise you. But the Rhine is the geographical divider between France and Germany. And I had no idea. So as we're sailing up the Rhine, if we dock on the right side, we're in Germany. If we dock on the left side, we're in France. So that was really cool, because I wondered when I looked at the itinerary, how is it that we're getting a German port, a French port, in France, and back and forth. I just didn't understand that, but figured that I would when we did it. But now it makes more sense. So if you go stand on the right side of the ship, you're in Germany. If you go stand on the left side of the ship, you're in France. So,
that's cool.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. And so it made it really easy to get to France. Let's see here. Okay, this was a coaster from, I think this was Koblenz. It was getting really warm, and we stopped in to just get a cold drink and kept the coaster. It's a really thick one. That's a good one. So might make a whole little cover on its own. That's the Viking logo. So that was just one of the welcome things from them. All right. This looks funny, but I don't remember what city we were in. It was at the beginning. But this was.
I see German. I see France. I see someone's underpants.
Yeah. And this is. It was not toilet paper. It looks like toilet paper to me, but it was like paper towel that that they were tearing off. And so I grabbed 3 pieces because, well, maybe if I put them together, you can see. Can you see the print on the paper towel? It actually feels like toilet paper too, but there's little leaves. I don't know. Is that going to show up at all? Right there. There's leaves imprinted just very faintly in silver, like right there. And then right here it says fork. I don't know what the fork means, but maybe that's the company or indicates that it's food safe. I don't know. So I grabbed 3 of those. On the flight, this was a little piece of the foil that covered our meal. I didn't want to bring the whole thing, so I just tore off an end. Thought I could do something with that. Also, from the flight, they gave us a piece of chocolate, and this was wrapped around it. So that's Lufthansa's logo there. And yeah, just a plane ticket. Oh, that was DM made that. More excursions. Went into a chocolate store and picked up this little book about chocolate. It's all in German, so if anybody's interested. Oh, I love this. On another night, or there was a lunch that was a specific German menu. They had these napkins. These were really cute. Look at that. Goes all the way around, but it's got like the stitching, the plaid. This looks like woven stuff in the center. It's really cool. There's a place in Australia where you can stand where 3 states are joined. Yep. And there was a place where we stood where it was Switzerland, Germany, and France. All 3 right there. The same kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's cool. Castles are really cool. People live in lighthouses too. Yeah, that would be cool. I'm sorry, say it again.
I'd say Turkana's only 2 states.
Oh, yeah. So
why did you have the part that's on the Texas side and part that's on the Arkansas side? And then Bristol has it right down the center of their main street.
Oh, wow.
One side of the street you're on Tennessee, the other side of the street you're on.
Wow. Yeah. That's crazy. You run across the street.
It's right. It runs right down the center of the street.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, so oncoming traffic is on one side and the other.
Oncoming traffic's in a different country.
Yes. Yeah. Different state.
Or different state. Yeah. That's how the river was. He said literally the center of the Rhine is the dividing line. So so we would go down there and we would dock to the right at a German port, and then we would keep going. And the next morning we're docking on the left at a French port. It's kind of cool, yeah. This is the vanity set in the bathroom. Frasier, little box with cotton buds and makeup removers. So I kept that box. And here were the cotton buds and makeup removers. These have cool texture on them, so I kept them. Of course, didn't use them. Yeah. This would put on the top of one of my, I had a glass of soda, and I left it sitting there when we ran off to do something. And so when I came back to the room and they had refreshed the room again, they put this little cap on top of my cup.
That's cool.
That was really cool. That's the only time I ever saw these. They never had them upstairs. I never saw them any other time. But so I thought that was cool. So I was careful to get that one home without destroying
open cups.
Yeah. Maybe you're just supposed to drink it all. Let's see. Oh, I'll tell you about that one in a minute. Okay, this was from the plane from Lufthansa. And one time they handed out these little containers of probably sorbet.
Why did you go green?
I don't know. And so inside your napkin was the little tiny wooden spoon. So I kept that one, got the Lufthansa. They don't have their logo on the napkin, which I wish they did, but they have it on this. And the spoon. Those little spoons are so cute. Okay, so there's more of those. Yeah, I grabbed a few of those because those are pretty cool. These are, I just remembered where these are from. They weren't from the food on the ship. These were from the Black Forest. Hofgutsternen. Yes. Okay, I'm going to tell you about the Black Forest. Those are from the Black Forest. I remember the little shop where they make Black Forest cake. That I grabbed those. When you get on the plane, they gave you a pillow and a blanket, and that was wrapped around it.
Lufthansa is a pretty nice airline, I think.
Yeah, except the no knee room.
Well,
not all the same.
Everything's changed, but that's
Yeah, I'm sure they're not all the same.
Like I said, that was many, many years ago in 1995.
But they are a good airline, and I would have.
Nice.
I guess I kind of thought that the bigger the plane, the more room you'll have, but really it's the opposite, and that makes perfect sense. So it was a huge plane, 10 seats across.
They cut so much room out of it.
Yeah, to put more seats in there. And the flight, our flights were all full, which was crazy. This was just a little sugar packet. I just thought that little picture was really cute, and that bean heart on the back. And
oh wow, that's a lot of plastic cutlery in Australia. That's crazy.
Wooden cutlery everywhere here now because
that's crazy.
Wow. Oh, Margie, I was just going to mention that there is a place where you stand. Yeah, the Four Corners. In Utah, Colorado, and New Mexico. Yep. Okay. This is the Black Forest. This is all about the Black Forest. So I'll tell you about that in a minute. So we'll put that there. I had to buy postcards just so I could get the bag. No. Koblenz is so pretty. And so after the lower portion of the Rhine is one side is France and one side is Germany. And then the middle portion, that is where all the castles are. And they are so cool. All the castles, and those are all German castles. And then you have the upper portion, and both sides of the Rhine are Germany. So this is the one where I told you we docked right here and then walked around. This is that giant statue of Wilhelm I. This is all park. And so we walked down there and then went into Old Town. But so they have these trams that go across the river from one side to the other, because it's all Germany, and maybe you live here and work there. I don't know.
5 journals, put all that stuff in.
Well, so you probably saw in the group that Dawn Marie made a travel journal for me, and it was huge. How am I supposed to carry that? It's huge, but it's actually there was however many 8 or 9 separate sections in it, that slide underneath the elastic like a travel journal, and they all come out. So I took all those sections out, and I just took the sections with me, which I didn't need anyway because I didn't have time to use them. So there's basically a section for every day. So the things for each day for that particular city will go into that one little section piece of the travel notebook, and then each one will be slid back in there, and the journal will be full, and you can look at each day would be or each section just a different day. So Strasbourg, okay, so we'll talk about that too, because that's my favorite. There's the castles. Okay, so Kinderdijk was at the very end because we ended in Amsterdam. So all the Amsterdam, Holland kind of things were at the very end. But I picked up 2 packs of playing cards because I have a whole bunch of other playing cards of cool backs or cool sizes or cool shapes. And so I'm going to put together some card packs. So this is the only place I found any. And I thought they're pretty cool with Kinderdijk on them, that I'll add some of those into the card packs that I put together. So no, I just did not do that.
Yes, you did.
Some things never change. Oh man. So the Black Forest was probably one of the very first expeditions or excursions or whatever that we went on. And it was really cool. We took a bus ride, a tour bus with a tour guide talking the entire time, which was pretty cool, to the Black Forest. And then up in the Black Forest, they have they've got a little house that is looks like a cuckoo clock. The regular size house looks like a cuckoo clock and functions like a cuckoo clock. And inside that is where they hand make all the cuckoo clocks. And we saw a demonstration where they showed us how they put together, how they make the cuckoo clocks from start to finish. And it was pretty interesting to see that. And I did get a little video of the house doing its cuckoo clock thing. So I got lots of pictures and videos of stuff. And then they have one building that is of an active glass blower working. And the glass blower, of course, there's then the glass blown things all over the place for you to buy in that building. But you can stand there and watch him do the glass blowing right there and see how it's done. And that was cool. But Doug and I have taken a glass blowing class together before. So we were somewhat, what?
Margie wants to know if you've seen the breadcrumbs leading to Hansel and Gretel's house of candy.
Yeah. We had to leave that so my mom could find her way from one building to the other. Okay, I got to go way back to the beginning of the pictures. I will show you that one because it's pretty cool.
Where was the
cuckoo clock?
Where did you say the cuckoo clock house was?
In the Black Forest.
Yeah, that's to say
you said
right,
that you've been there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. We have 2 Black Forest clocks we bought from there.
That's cool. They're all handmade. They're all really cool.
They're beautiful.
They are. There's some
can't have cats, I'll tell you that right now.
Really expensive ones. Oh yeah, cats, I'm sure.
They like the things that dangle down. What are those called?
Yeah. Yeah, those things.
Whatever, I can't think. Yeah, they tend to
attract cats.
Yes. They jump up and grab them, and it puts them out of whack, and then you gotta go get it fixed. And we had it fixed the second time.
Oh my gosh! And you're like, no. Let me show you a few pictures on the way on the drive to the Black Forest. Okay, so first of all, first night on the. I'm going back to the very beginning of the pictures. There they are. There. Well, that was a horrible picture. What in the world? The first night on the cruise and the sunset was just really awesome. Had to get some sunset pictures. So that's standing at the front of the ship. See, that's the eating area, that open aquavit, open area that you could eat. Got a couple different ones of the sunset in different ways. I just love the sunset and the clouds. Look at that. It looks like it's going to storm, but the sunset is so gorgeous. So these, I think, are better without us in them because it's like the mirror image in the water.
Yeah.
And I just love that sky. Absolutely love that sky. And, you wait a couple minutes and it completely changes. It's just really cool. The next morning, there's some little duckies. That was really pretty. I don't know. I love sunrises and sunsets. Somebody took this picture for us, and the sun was the glare right onto the camera, and they didn't notice. So they only took one, and we didn't see it until it was too late. So, okay, so here we are on the way. These are all done. I was sitting by the window on the bus. So sometimes you might see, like here, you can see the glare, the reflection of my shirt. I tried not to get those whenever I could, but didn't have a whole lot of choice because the bus is going. They didn't stop. They're just driving. Hi, Sylvia. And so I got what I could, but there was some just really pretty, so many people, just yards full of flowers and greenery and so pretty. And all the hills, those were all flowers. They're just really cool looking. All of the mountainous hills. It's a big wine region. Had no idea that it was such a big wine region. So this is common, driving around, and the balconies are all just full of flowers. And I thought, wow, well, if I could afford to hire somebody to do that, I would do that because I love the looks of it, but the time that it takes to do that, just don't have. So, okay, so see how all the fields on the hill are all in these perfect rows up and down. It's just amazing. You drive along and all the hills are all like that, but these are vineyards. It was pretty. Oh, there we go. Look at the sky. I had to do that because of the sky. It was just so cool looking. Yeah, that might reflect off the camera and not show quite so well because you can't see what's happening in here. I wonder if I take it away a minute. No, the camera can't because it is so bright. It's so intense in there. The camera can't. Maybe I'll post that picture in the group. Okay, so this is a cool house on the way to the Black Forest. I'm sure they know that everybody that goes to the Black Forest is driving past their house and they make it entertaining. So this is how they've trimmed their bushes. I love it. It was very cute. And sometimes we didn't know things were happening until we're like on top of them. So it was almost too late to pull out the camera or even to, open up your phone. Kept it in my hand, of course. Some of these, as we went by, you can't hardly tell it, but there's two ears, really tall ears coming up there. And that was really, okay. So there we are on one of the buses. That's my sister, Donna, that most of you have met. There's Doug and Donna's husband, Lane, over there. All right, enough of that. Okay, here's the house, the Cuckoo Clock house. Hang on a second. There, a better picture there. There's the Cuckoo Clock house. So there's the little window up there that the cuckoo comes out of. And then this goes around and around, and the people dance around there. And then a giant clock on the side. So let me go to the video. Oops, I did not mean to edit. I want to go to the video of, yeah.
Sylvia goes, she'd rather see the photos on the Facebook group. That way she can download and scrapbook them. So when I die, her children will wonder, when did Mom go to Europe?
Really? That's hilarious. I'm happy to give them to you. All right, this is the video of the cuckoo clock. So watch the, hang on a minute. If I don't know if I can turn this off so you'll be able to hear it. Oh. Okay, I had to get the power off in my ear, and now the sound on. Okay, here we go. You hear that? Already starting. Then the door closes, the bird goes away. Now the people are dancing. It's cool because they're life size.
Yeah.
But did you notice that every single one of them, he has his hand on her butt. Not on her lower back. Okay, so that goes on. Okay, stop. So that does that. It does something every half hour and then every hour. I think that was 11 a.m. And so it did the hour thing. Okay, so then it went into a building where they display and sell all the cuckoo clocks and those kinds of things. And I took some pictures. I may, I'll post these in the group so that you can zoom in on them. But what they are is tiny, like shadow boxes, or like Tim Holtz curiosity cabinets.
Mm-hmm.
They were probably about 8 inches, maybe 7 by 8, because they were slightly rectangle with teeny tiny little things in them. And I took the picture so we could zoom in, because I thought we could find some inspiration in these. Every one of them is a different theme, and they're very cool. And you've got all the different trades, and they're just so tiny, but they look big. There's the guitar maker. So there are a few that I zoomed in on. Okay, here's some of the, you guys have seen a lot of these clocks, but these are all
right there. The white one, all of mine's brown.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That is cool. So that one is 374 euros, which is about $500. They had just every kind under the world, little ones, big ones, all the shapes, all the sizes. I just took a few general pictures of some cool ones. Okay, that's a little bit dark. This one was really cool. It's huge.
Yeah.
And it was like 1,200 and some euros.
Yeah.
So, wow. Yeah, the carving was so intricate and perfect on that. But I loved the eagle up there.
Yeah.
Then these were really cool. Look at that. It's a cuckoo clock, and it's like also a little motorcycle shop. So there's teeny tiny carved motorcycles.
Yeah.
To perfection.
Just very detailed.
They are so detailed. This is really cool. There was a lot of things that just reminded me of steampunk type stuff. This is the guy showing us how they make the cuckoo clocks from start to finish. And that's an original clock work from 1500, 15 something. 1540. Yeah, and so I wanted a picture of that, although can't see the back, but it's just really really cool. There it is hanging up, but it was very cool steampunk stuff. And this one, there was a lot of stuff that just gave me a lot of steampunk inspiration. Oh, had to get that one from the top because you can't see all that stuff from the front.
Yeah.
They're cool. But anyway, I know a lot of the stuff is not all that cool unless you're there to see it in person. Here's a whole nother wall of those little shadow boxes. I'll post it and then you can zoom in on it. But I did go in on some that were like creatives, or that I think is the doctor's office. Look at those teeny tiny cabinets. They're so cute. That's a creator, a maker, a crafter of some sort. The basket maker. So another apothecary. I loved that. The little apothecary shop. I know that they're probably
in there.
What?
Does it have one of those little apothecary cabinets in there?
Yeah, the doctor's office did.
Oh,
and
this
one,
huh?
Yeah.
That's weird.
I know. I mean, it does kind of in the back,
Yeah.
But yeah. The grocer, yeah. So those are cool.
Come in and out too. I don't know. That's some tiny stuff there, but yeah, their stuff is very, very detailed. I would say
it is very detailed and very cool.
Clocks.
But I thought even looking at it might give us some inspiration for making curiosity cabinets and blown glass lights, the red and black and the black and white. I thought that they were pretty cool.
Yeah, they are. It's cool to watch that too.
Yeah. Okay. There's that. Okay. Check this out. I'm not holding a clump of flowers together to show that. That's my hand. I wanted to pick it up so that I could see it from that angle. It grows this way. That's a bouquet of roses that just grows that way. You can see another one right there. And sometimes they're single, but they just grow in not even clumps, but in perfect bouquets. That was amazing. I just thought that was so cool. A couple cool flowers. Oh, sleeping people, they won't appreciate that. A nacho place. Nacho taqueria. No, nacho Troy cheese. I don't know. Okay, so here we are. I'm trying to get this cathedral right here as we're approaching. I'm going to try to get any pictures of it I can. This is on the bus going over the bridge. There was just some cool views. That's all they are. If you want to see them more detailed, please let me know, because I know can be just a pain to sit there and look through somebody's vacation photos. That's why I'm going fast. I did notice some cool art. Like there's a fence with some very cool art. That's some very talented person right there. Okay, so there's that cathedral that I was trying to get. There it is. The cathedrals are amazing. All right, storks. The storks are in Germany. Oh my goodness. I had no idea. And it was really hard to get pictures of them because we were always in a bus driving. Yeah. But like there was one section, and I might have gotten a picture of it later. There was one section driving along where the tour guide says, do you notice that all the tops of all the trees down this way that we're traveling, they're all pruned flat? And that is because they prune them flat so that storks can build a nest up there. And so on the top of every tree, there's a stork nest and storks, but we're too close to the trees right on the side of the road, like the line along the side of the road. But sometimes every now and then I could get one on a chimney. They build the nests up there, and they're just cool. And they're all right. That looks like a cruise ship. That's a building. So I had to take that because that looks like a cruise ship, but it's a building. I don't remember what the building was, but I love old architecture.
Yeah, that's what I like about one.
Just cool. Yeah. There's okay, this is in Strasbourg. Strasbourg was one of my favorite places. Strasbourg is in France. Strasbourg is definitely a city of the arts. I forgot how many, he told us how many opera houses and how many museums and all these different things are in Strasbourg. And I was blown away. We're lucky if we have one opera house, in our city. But there's just a ton of them. The entire city that's just what it is a city of art and theater. There's the Notre Dame Cathedral in Strasbourg. Now, I always thought Notre Dame was Notre Dame. There's only one Notre Dame, right? No, there are a whole bunch of Notre Dames. This is Notre Dame of Strasbourg, and then there's Notre Dame of Paris. I had no idea. So that is an opera house.
Paris burnt down. That's the one that burnt down, isn't it?
Yeah. But I didn't know that there's, 6 or 7 other Notre Dames. This is walking around Strasbourg, just some cool architecture. And we're going to get to that. Yeah, love these. Corner Cafe in Strasbourg, France. Whoops, did not mean to do that. We're going to get to the cathedral, the Notre Dame. I love these, even their, the balcony fences. They're so cool. There's the Notre Dame Cathedral behind. We're getting to it. And I took this to these, whatever they are, on the top of these little pillars. From back here, when I took the picture, it looks like a little person head. There's her little 2 pigtails hanging down and her hat, and I can see the shadow for her eyes and her nose sticking out. I swear, I thought that was a little person's head.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a little bit crazy. All right. I know it's just a pigeon, but I just thought it was pretty. And it reminded me of one of my chickies because she had the exact same coloring. So, okay. So had to take some pictures in France of patisserie, and this is the only, in Strasbourg, this is the only building left. The buildings, so that's right above the patisserie where they would live, and then that's their business. But they used to build them all out of wood, and they burned down, and then they build them of wood, and then they burned down. So they finally started building them of not wood, as they burned down. This is the only one still there that is actually of wood, and the whole, you can see that everything is wood. It's just a little crazy. There's the cathedral coming into it. It's quite a walk around the whole area, but it's such a cool cathedral, very, very goth style. And we're coming up to it. You can see it far away, but you walk and walk and walk to get to it. So looking kind of straight up at it. There's the front, and there's a huge line. The line's over here, starts over here, and then goes all the way across the courtyard and and around, and we're back here somewhere, in line. Although the line moved very fast, but that's the line to get in. They don't charge you to get in. They do look inside your bag, and it's just an orderly entrance, but there's a lot of people waiting to get in. Okay, so I tried to get some cool doors. Love the doors. This is one of my favorites.
Yeah, pretty.
All the ironwork, I love that. I knew Candy would appreciate the doors. So, of course, a lot of stained glass. I did not take all the stained glass pictures, but as you enter, it's very long.
They don't come out. The pictures never come out as pretty as what the glass was,
because there's such a glare. Yeah. And even the stained glass brings in, and reflects the light, and then there's chandeliers in there. All of my pictures inside were so difficult because it was really hard. You couldn't find a place to stand to get the picture where you didn't have a reflection from a chandelier like that. And the chandeliers are huge, and they put off, even though it's still kind of dark in there, they put off a lot of light. So that's down one whole side, is all the windows are stained glass, and down this side they are as well. But this is a place right when you first came in that you could stop and light a candle and put it there. Okay, so there's the long, that's the only, and that's not even head on with the stained glass, so you can't really see the stained glass, but it's the only one that I could get without all that glare, because then all of a sudden you got that, there's a chandelier everywhere. So this area over here, people could come over, and right at this table, they could buy a candle if they wanted, and they just put a price there, and you can take a candle and leave the money, and then bring the candle over here. And so I think that they lit all of these, with the pictures on them. Then these little ones here are ones that people could buy over there and bring and light, and probably say a prayer and just add to that half circle. So that's kind of cool. All right, at one end, this is the end actually that we came in, cool doors, but way up above is that stained glass, and it's huge. That's probably at least 20 feet diameter, at least. The whole place is just massive. It's crazy big. Just so much cool architecture. So yeah, it's just random pictures because it was hard to get. It was hard to get things without all the glare. But I just love the architecture. It's very cool. Oh, okay. This one is a video too. This is the bell that goes off every hour and half hour. So it's kind of like a cuckoo clock. Let's see. Solar and lunar equation. There's another door kind of like that one that I really love. Got a little bit better picture of that. It's hard to get the doors with those chandeliers reflecting off everything. And more outside. So this whole area, above it is where people live, but this whole area down here all around is a marketplace. I took a few pictures of the cobblestone because I thought I might be able to get one that was good enough that I could use to print out as a background. Love the sign. Le Gruber Restaurant and Cafe. There was a little gelateria there. We stopped and got some gelato. Did not get to have crepes. I would like to have had actual French crepes, and see what they were like. But little French shops there. We did go on the Autobahn. Not sure what's there. That's not a video. Okay. Then we're getting to Speyer. This is Speyer, Germany. Let's see if there's anything good here. Yeah, big old ads right in the middle of this, which I don't know, I think kind of ruins the whole look of that very cool old architecture. And yes, telephone booths. T-Mobile telephone booths. Don't work, but they're there. That was an old church. So I learned about the churches. That carving was crazy big. On the top of the churches, there's either a rooster or a cross. Does anybody know what the significance of the rooster or the cross is, or what they mean? I'll keep going. But so all babies are German. Yes, they come from the storks in Germany. Does anybody know what why some churches have a rooster on it and some churches have a cross on it in Europe? That was a cool door. Did I send you that one? I can make
You
sure.
sent me a bunch of doors. I think you did, but I don't. You sent me a bunch of doors.
This was a really cool cathedral.
Yeah, I've heard about the roosters and the cross, but I can't remember what it was.
Does anybody have a clue? Is anybody putting any?
I remember hearing it when we were over.
Yeah, I figured you did, but and I probably you asked me a year from now, I probably won't remember.
I can't.
Nobody? Okay. So if the church has a cross on it, it's a Catholic church. If it has a rooster, it's a Protestant church. There's my brother-in-law and my hubby, and they bought the same hat. There's our ship, Viking Kara. So you can see right here, only two levels. The bottom one's the restaurant, the top one's the lounge, and then there's the top deck, and we're down here in the rooms down under on the bottom, but every room had a view outside, even if it was on the bottom. So we had these, they were long, the length of the wall on that side where we could see out. I did get a couple of cool pictures when I woke up in the middle of the night and was just watching out the window. Then all the castles start. Oh man, I love the castles. That's probably one of my very favorites, and some old churches. Some of the castles were there to there's a church and looks like it's a cross on top, so it's a Catholic church. Some of the castles were made to protect those cities right on the water. Some of them were made to collect tolls as people went down the river. That's all that's left, that turret and a little bit behind it of that castle. These are probably all better this way. Again, just some cool architecture and some old buildings, and it's cool to see the cities along the way. There's a little park, and sometimes, people were out at the parks, or like on Saturday morning when we got up, there was people out fishing here and there, taking their dog down by the water. We did go on the Autobahn. Did I say that? But of course, the bus didn't go. There's a cool castle right there. I like that picture. I like the sky. The bus didn't do 100 miles an hour. So, it's funny because you think, well, get on the Autobahn and go as fast as you want. You can only go as fast as traffic is. And the truth is that the Autobahn is so congested now, or so full of vehicles, that you really can't go that fast on it. There's the lounge. Tried to get it before it was full of people. They just had different groupings of tables. That's Doug. Tables and chairs, or sitting areas with a couch and a couple chairs across from it. And there's the bar in the lounge. Oh, one night a glass blower came on the ship and did a glass blowing demonstration, and he made some of the most gorgeous things. Look at these little butterflies.
Oh, those are cute.
They're just so vibrant. I love the hummingbirds.
Oh yeah, I've been buying some of those.
Yeah, I was really good. The chickens and roosters, those were cute.
I didn't even buying those. I didn't buy the hummingbird.
Elephants and cats and dogs and penguins and turtles. They were all really cool, but I did hold off. Okay, so castles. For those who like castles, I thought the castles would be cool to look at. That's a small city. Huge building, small city. Let's see where we get to the. Some of these castles were built in the 1300s. This was really funny. Talking to one of our guides, we had a very small group. There was maybe 10 of us, and the guide in Strasbourg was taking us around and talking about the age of some of the buildings. And somebody said, well, so what kind of building do you live in? Do you live in an old building or a new building? And he said, well, that depends. For you, in the United States, it would be a very old building. It was built in the 1800s. He says, for us, that's a new building. 1600s is old building. Like, wow. Yeah. How could we get something from the 1800s and we're like, this is so cool. That cool little castle. Some of these little ones were just there to collect tolls or to protect their city. Some of these big ones up on the hill, I think we're coming up to a better picture of that one. And make sure, let me know, Candy, if I'm going out of frame, because I might be turning it towards myself. Again, vineyards and how they're planted in these perfect little rows. There we go. Those are cool. Just cool castles. I learned what a lock is. The first on the cruise, we went through 11 locks, and the first night there was 4. We weren't right out there with the captain and watched the whole thing, and I learned all about locks because I had no idea. So there are 2 or 3 of these that are great big, and they're up on a hill, and they have renovated them enough for use. This is a cool one. And this little church. Nope, that's not the one. Cool little church from way back in the here we go. This is one of them. They've renovated them enough that part of it is used as a youth hostel and part of it is used as a bed and breakfast. Wouldn't that be cool? We need to have retreat in a castle. That's the first thing I thought of. Retreat in a castle. That would be so amazing. So amazing. There's another cool one up there that you can rent out. I'm like, yeah, we need to rent that and go, oh, that'd just be awesome. All the perfect little fields up there on the hill. The amount of work to get them like that up on the hill. There's one where the castle's there, and the church below it is the original church from 1342. That's cool. So this one has been turned into a hotel.
Hey, Dawn.
Hi, Dawn. So that castle right there has been turned into a hotel. Same one.
He went down.
Kind of dark. Sorry about that. Is that better?
Yeah.
This one here, I remember this one specifically because they split it apart. There was a lot of broken area in the middle. And this area over here is now youth hostel. And this area over here is a bed and breakfast. So, and it's right up at the top, sitting on the top of the mountain. So we could actually go. I just think, let's go have retreat in Germany up in a castle. Wouldn't that be the coolest? That would be the bomb. Okay, and then this church sitting down below it is the original church from 1342. Of course, they painted it, but it's just amazing to me that church is still standing. There's just castles everywhere. They're so cool. There's one over there. Oops. Oh, I'm getting out of, sorry. I'm turning it so I can see it, and then it goes out of camera, so. Old churches. Oh, look at that castle. And I'm like, does that look like a machine gun coming out of there? I don't know, but it looked like it to me. That's cool. Right there. Just built right into the mountain. Right next to the railroad tracks. Oh, here's Renal. Oh, he didn't do it there. Here we go. He's the maitre d'. He's the maitre. I should have recorded a whole lot more of Renal. He's the maitre d', and he was a ton of fun.
The TikTok dance. Okay, the TikTok dance. Right, left.
He's hilarious. He was so much fun. There's a castle right there. And a big old church. Look at that one. Up on the hill. It's just amazing. I mean, these are old castles to them because they're from 1300, 1400. That's hardly even fathomable to us because 17, 1800 would be super old. Let's see.
Aunt says she's been watching a show called Escape to the Country.
Oh.
House hunters, but it's all in Europe.
So wow.
Others live in their houses. Yeah, the houses over there are way different than here.
Yeah. Yeah, Candy's got experience in that. That's our ship. This is the side that has all the rooms, staterooms. Oh, this little guy was sitting at the I don't even remember what might have been. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. But he was just sitting out there playing his accordion and smiled nice for a picture, which I thought was really great. And then when I walked around the circle to the other side, there was another guy over here doing the same thing. And when I wanted to take a picture, he stopped playing and turned his head. I'm like, all right, that's okay. Oh, some cool pictures of, are they sunflowers or are they black-eyed Susans? I don't know.
They don't look big enough to be sunflower.
Just the sunflower flower, not, yeah, they were only like that big, but they were so vibrant. I have done nothing to these pictures. I haven't even gone into these pictures and lightened them up. I just took them and there wasn't time to do anything there. So they were so vibrant. That's a cool picture. Goes the other way. Here we go. Cool church and a cathedral over there. Okay, this one. I woke up like at 3 a.m, and so I was just doing whatever, trying not to wake Doug up. And I could tell by the sounds of the water when we were approaching another ship, going to pass in the night, another ship. And so I would stand up at the window and look at it and just see all the other ships. It was kind of cool. But then this one came along, and so I turned to grab my phone, and by the time I got back, I couldn't get the whole thing because it was already almost past. But the front of the ship, look at that cool art. The whole front looked like that. It was really cool all the way around. And then the side, actually, I don't know why I don't just turn this. The side said, "Keep our rivers clean," in English. So that was pretty cool. That's the only picture I could get of that. Got some cool of the sky. I liked that one. It almost looks like a black and white just because of the perfect time of morning. The lights started coming out, but no color. There's another really old church. Those old churches are just really amazing architecture. There's another cruise ship that we're passing that's the same type of setup as ours. You can see that there are only 3 levels. I love I know these aren't going to show because it's really dark, but there's the bursts of light coming through here and there. I'll put those in the group because they're cool to see, but not Kinderdijk, windmills. Half the pictures are on Doug's phone, not mine. We didn't both take pictures every time. So, Napoleon. On Friday, it might have been Friday night or Saturday night, Napoleon's were on. So the menus were really cool. The menu always opened up, and on the left, here's a menu that is always available. So if you don't like whatever specialty over here, you can always get a steak or a hamburger or a veggie burger or a chicken thing, and some salad and all the other things and dessert. There's ice cream of the day and whatever, but that was always available. And then on the right side up at the top, they would have like an appetizer, a main dish, and a dessert that were specialty from the region of where we were docked. And then down below would be a whole appetizers, a couple of them, and a couple of different main dishes, couple different desserts, all the different things that to choose from that gave you some gourmet things from the country, or not necessarily from the country. Well, maybe I guess they were. A lot of it was probably French. Um, but so you always had a variety to choose from. It was really cool. And so one night Napoleons were on the menu. That was one of the desserts, and I couldn't believe that nobody at the table knew what a Napoleon was. I said, "Okay, just trust me and order it. You're gonna want it." But the Napoleon, it was like that long. And, oh, it was so good, so good. And that was the cheesecake. I didn't take. Doug took pictures of the food. I didn't take a look. There's Ronell again. Yes. He's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You could tell he's a lot of fun. There's Roberto, the piano guy. Roberto serenaded on the piano every night. Oops. All right, let me go back to. I might have to look at Doug's and see if there's a couple of good ones that I wanted to show you, and I'll put them in the group. But because he got all the food, he got a lot of the buildings that I didn't get. So, but some of those that are pretty cool, I'll put in the group. So if you want it, Sylvia, that would be a really awesome thing to do. This is the glass blower in the Black Forest. There is a thing about the castles in the Middle Rhine, and they have mile markers. Well, kilometer markers on the side of the river, which was very cool. So you could tell exactly which castle you were looking at. And if you wanted to know, do I have time to run to the restroom before we get to another castle? Because we just went up to the top deck when we were doing the day that we were going to be passing all the castles. That's the mid section of the Rhine, and sat up there. So you could tell exactly what mile marker you're coming up to, or kilometer marker, what castle was going to be there. So that's a really cool picture. They're all medieval castles, and that's exactly what our cruise ship looked like. We learned how to say thank you in a lot of different languages. There's all the castles right there. Better pictures than we took, but not live. And the Rhine, that just the mid section. So, yeah, we got to know probably all 47 of the staff, and they were it was awesome. They had a lot of people from Bulgaria, Mogoglobodoria. I stumble over it every time, but that's thank you very much in Bulgarian. And they had people from Croatia. They had a lot of people from the Philippines. We had a lot of Filipinos, and everybody was just so awesome, so amazing. If you ever get a chance to go on a Viking cruise, I'm not sponsored by them in any way, but I will say that it is one of the best cruising experiences that I've had. So cheesecake, I know now I think it looks like a vanilla slice from one of our bakeries. I would have the Napoleon for the meal and the cheesecake for dessert. Yep. Start an album in the group or an album in Google Photos and share it. Basically, it's what it is, just with an extra pastry layer and decoration on the icing. Yeah. Yeah, they had a pastry chef there, and he stayed up every night making them. And those two were pretty basic. Some of them were pretty cool, German types of tarts and specific desserts. But yeah, the cheesecake wasn't anything special. I mean, it was good. I didn't mean that it wasn't good. I mean, it wasn't like it was a specialty to the region or something. That was just something that you could, that actually was on you can always get menu. So if you don't like something else, you can always get a piece of cheesecake, or you always can get a scoop of ice cream or something like that. So, so that's in a nutshell, our tour of where? Oh, sorry. Our tour of Switzerland, Germany, France, and Netherlands. And now, for the first time ever, I think I kind of know my way around there. You got to be 60 years old before you can do that. But
You'll forget.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like people say, I backpacked across Europe, and
Oh,
it
I'll never.
sounds like, yeah, it's every country in Europe is like a state in the United States, and most of the countries are about a third or a half the size of a state in the US. So, if we think of there's 20 countries and you backpacked across 20 different countries and we're thinking of the United States as one country, 20 of those, no perspective. Yeah, Europe is like the United States, but every state is a country. So it's much smaller than we think before we get to know, kind of what it's all about. And yeah, to go from country to country is like me getting in the car and driving 3 hours and going to Idaho, or 6 hours the other way, 4 hours the other way, and going to Arizona. So yeah, it's strange. That never comprehended in my mind until I was old enough to realize that those countries are really small. They're smaller than our states.
They
But
have more people in them, though.
what?
They have more people in them.
Yeah, they pack a lot of people.
They build stuff is just crazy sometimes.
Yeah,
Turkey, especially. That's where I was at mainly. Was Turkey.
that would be really cool to see. I'm sure you don't want to go back there, but it'd be really cool to see Turkey.
Do not. Because cities just have so many people, and there's everything, because all their buildings connect.
Oh, right. So there is no wasted space because they all connect.
When they build a new apartment building, they hook it to the one next to it. And
Yeah,
it's just crazy.
yeah, I agree.
They're like, oh, we don't want to be here when there's an earthquake.
And and they build those right over the top of the shops and everything else. So
yes.
They don't waste any space. They get a lot of people in a little space.
And watching them build stuff. Oh my God.
Lady I was sitting by on the long flight on the way over is from Poland. She lives here. She's been here for 20 years, but her family's in Poland, and so she's going back to Poland to visit them. And I went to Poland one summer in 1980. Holy crap. 80 or 80. Yeah, I guess it was 1980, 81, 82, 83, 80 or 83. I can't remember now. Anyway, but so I was telling her some of the things that I remembered from different cities in Poland, because one of the cities that I visited, one that we really liked, was her hometown. And I was telling her all these things that I remembered in different towns and what I remembered about them and specific things. And because we went right as Solidarity was breaking out, and we were the only American troop to follow through and actually take their tour. Everybody else canceled. So it was a really crazy time when, we walked into a grocery store and there was maybe 3 cans on the shelf of whatever, and people waiting in line outside around the block to get a roll of toilet paper each day. Just crazy things like that. And she said, yeah, she was born in the 70s. So she was a small child, during all that. And she remembered all that. And she says, you wouldn't even recognize it now. It's so different. It's like big city now. Everything's modernized. Everything is like everywhere else. And that's just crazy to think of the advancements that they've made there. And you think of all those little countries where they're just packing stuff in. I don't know how they keep packing stuff more and more in that little space.
My God, they get a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, I would like to see Turkey. That would be cool. But
I mean, I was in Izmir, so it's a big city. It's a tourist city. So, but Julie says she can't imagine not having a yard. Well, they don't really have houses inside the city. There's no house. You have to go out, and most of them are farms.
Right.
Most people don't own houses.
Like those ones I was showing you in Germany and even France, where there might be an apartment above a shop, or apartments that are just layered and connected. Yeah. Apartment. Or if you go out, then they live in this house, but they have this whole farm to take care of, or winery, or
Yeah.
the vineyards or something. Yeah. When I was in Poland, in order to get an apartment, you had to go on a waiting list for the apartment. And that waiting list could be 12 to 15 years long to get it. And so in apartments, it was very common. Everybody had, the parents, their kids that were now married, and their parents that were still alive, and have the 3 generations in an apartment, because the parents were waiting for an apartment, and then the kids that are now married are waiting for an apartment. And it was just nuts. And she says, yeah, it's not like that anymore. But
I would say Turkey didn't have a lot of that because they had a lot of apartments. But
wow. And the cost, a lot of it was with the cost.
Theirs weren't too high because Turkey's they're not fancy by any means. Some of them can be, the newer ones were, but there was some, as an American, you wouldn't want to live in.
Yeah.
Because of the way they were put together. They don't have closets in there. And that's the other thing.
Wow.
Well, they don't, most of them do not have closets in them.
Okay.
They don't have heating and they don't have air. You have to buy your own little heater, there's no air. There's no AC.
Wow.
Their windows.
Is it humid?
Push out windows, so you couldn't even put it in there.
Is it humid? Really humid there?
It can be. I mean, in the summertime, it can get kind of hot.
Yeah.
It's at the yin yang, and
wow.
You had to have space heaters for the winter.
That's one thing I noticed everywhere we were, and maybe it's because we were near the water. Maybe it's just the countries we were in. I don't know, but the temperature was great. The temperature was perfect the whole time. But it was
very
humid.
Yeah.
Very humid.
Yeah. Izmir was kind of like northern Arkansas temperatures.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, and the other thing is they use marble in their roads.
Oh, yeah.
And the sidewalks.
I remember seeing that.
Now, see, they grind it up.
Yeah.
The road, it's ground up, but it still has chips of marble in there.
Right.
So, and then their sidewalks, they usually tile them in front of like a big business. They'll be tiled. With marble. So when it rains, oh my freaking God. Trying to walk on the sidewalk, it's not fun.
Oh, try to walk on wet tile. Yeah.
Marble tile, yes. It was bad.
Yeah. And hold on to 2 kids and groceries if you had to walk down the street for food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And their curbs are like ridiculously high.
Oh man.
They're like 3 inches high, 4 inches high. It's a big drop.
Wow.
I mean, it's not. Yeah, they're not like curbs here. That's
Yeah.
they're higher than here. Dang. Parking was just.
Oh man.
Oh my God. Yeah, there'd be an obby out there directing you how to get in there, and he'd get you into a space, and you'd be like, "There's no way my car is going to fit in there."
Yeah.
Get you in there. There was a few times I'd be like, "Oh no, here, you do it. Here's the keys."
Yeah. I'm not even attempting, but you know,
because sometimes they would bump the car in front of them.
Oh crap!
Bump it a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not hard, but you're just like,
just a little bit. Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
And it's no big deal because they do it all the time.
Yeah.
They don't think twice about it, but we'd be like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. One night they had a music trivia, and Jackie would play a few seconds of the opening music of a song. Not where anybody's singing, of course, but just that little intro. And so you had to write down who the artist was, the title of the song, what decade it came from, and what nationality the singers were. And yeah, it was crazy, but and I knew they weren't going to do anything really new. Most of it was like the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, maybe. Mostly, not many from the 80s. Because the clientele there is not a young party clientele, or more of a one a little more laid back and just fun kind of thing. But so I kept our scorecard. We ended up anyway with 680 points. And so they had one of the songs was Billy Ray Cyrus, Achy Breaky Heart. And yeah, so they played just the first few seconds of it. And I'm like, I got it. Got the whole thing, put it all down. And then when we came back and it was time to do the answers, she said, okay, this next one, bonus points for anybody that will come up and help me dance. This one. So I'm like, are you kidding? We're going, bonus point. We got to win, right? So I grabbed Doug and Donna, and we go up and of course there is an achy breaky dance, but they weren't doing the achy breaky dance. They were doing the electric slide. Which they do to everything that has the right beat, So electric slide. So that was easy. Okay, great. So we got extra points for that, for doing that. Then one of the very last ones was the Village People doing YMCA. And it's funny how many people didn't get it because it was just the few seconds of opening, you didn't get any bum, 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 or anything that gave you specifically. And so we get down to that one and she's like, okay, 50 bonus points for every person who comes up and dances this one with me. And so I made everybody, we had 6 people in our party, and you could have 6 people max, doing a thing together. So everybody was grouped around the lounge in groups of 6. And so we went up there and did YMCA. My mom, 87, just dying, because she lasted until about Wednesday. She did pretty good until about Wednesday. And then her poor body was done. But she's like, what now? What am I supposed to do? I said, just watch me. Just put your arms in, the shape of a Y, an M, a C, and an A, and just wave your arms around. That's all you have to do is wave your arms around. So she did it. I could tell, just hit that spot where I just talked too much. Anyway, we ended up with 680 points. And somebody else beat us out, and they had 800 points. So later I said, if the other 3 of you had gone up and danced the achy breaky, we would have won with 830 points. And they're like, well, it was a bottle of wine was the prize, which none of us drank anyway. So I said, I don't care about the wine. It's the bragging rights, right? Oh, yeah. Oh, Julie, there's on the YMCA, almost everybody went up there to get the points for it because everybody knows YMCA. So there's nobody left sitting in the audience to even watch us. Everybody was up there. So be a wallflower. No.
Why those people were nervous? Who cares?
Exactly. You're never going to see them again.
They won't remember who you are.
And they're doing it too. So it was fun. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. And I think I probably need to go drink some Theraflu or Emergency or something hot. Hot tea. It was a lot of fun. I would have liked a lot more activities like that because that's just fun. It gets everybody involved, and you're just sitting there in your group in the lounge trying to, and it's funny because there are songs that I knew, but I couldn't think fast enough. And then they're on to the next one, and that's the hardest part is trying to think of who was it that sang that song and where are they from, and, just fast enough because you only had a few seconds. So it was crazy, but fun, crazy fun. I really, really, really missed you guys though. I missed just being able to talk to you. I missed having any crafty time, anything at all. So maybe this coming week we'll just do some kind of laugh and craft where we'll make something. I've had a couple things come to mind since I wasn't able to make anything. I had ideas come to my head, of course. So maybe we'll do something during the week, and then next Saturday, see if we can get back on track for our Saturday demos and sales. Say it again.
I won't be here Saturday.
Oh, is that when you're taking Eric back?
No, hold on.
Okay.
That's the 5th, right?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I won't be here. It's Rodney's dad's birthday. So we're
cool. So you're going up there for the weekend?
Yeah, we're going to surprise them on Thursday. That's his birthday.
Oh, that would be nice.
We'll be back Sunday.
Okay.
He's had heart surgery, so.
Oh, well, that's...
I've had a busy 2 weeks while you've been gone.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. sounds like you got more to tell me than I'd tell you.
Wow, mine's not been all good. So
Yeah,
you guys might notice it's been quiet. No KK.
I noticed that.
Yes.
Made me sad, but I already knew about KK.
Bawled my eyes out.
Yeah, we'll miss KK. I know I told Doug and I said that KK's the one that you always hear when we're doing lives. He's like, oh yeah, I know that cat. Oh, I was gonna miss her.
Yeah. So
it's been too hot to make anything here anyway. Oh yeah, it has been hot.
I just haven't been in the mood. We've been babying her, trying to see if we could get her to come back, but no.
It was the end of her line. Huh?
Yeah.
So sorry. So very sorry about her. I know you're all you all have fur babies and animal lovers, and so y'all understand. So know that everybody's got a little piece of their heart hurting for you today, because now that they know.
She turned 18 in June. So.
18. Wow. Yeah, Margie, they had to take KK in.
Yeah.
That's sad. I'll miss KK standing at the door going, hello, hey, Mom.
Because you guys don't know she did that all the time.
Oh, she did. And I don't know. I think it's cute, but then I only hear it when we're online. You get it all the time.
Yeah. And most of the time it doesn't bother you, but then you'd be like, oh, will you please stop?
We should have recorded it so we could play it when we get.
I know. Yeah. But, it's not a sound I'll forget. I mean, she's been doing it for 18 years.
Yeah. Yeah, oh geez.
I've had her for 18 years. We got her in June of 2005, I think it was. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. KK was.
But she'll be with Duke, so.
Wow, that's true. That made me really happy when you said you're going to scatter her ashes where Duke is. So that'll be cool. Yeah, that'd be really cool. Margie, what happened with Cuppy?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, almost lost Cuppy.
What happened? Yeah. Yeah, I know she's alive.
It's in the live.
Not quite the same when she's outside the booth, though.
That's
not
true.
near loud.
Yeah, that's true. Now I want to know about Cuppy before we sign off.
Too long to explain, but she's okay now. Well, that's good.
Okay, well, we'll have to talk, but I'm so glad.
Yeah, I'm glad.
So glad she's okay. Well, at least Candy made something today.
Yeah, I made a little flower.
I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, and she used the sunflower washi. Yeah. And is that a bug charm?
Yep.
Cool.
And I put gold on it.
Oh, cool. Ooh, I like it.
And these are one of the wax seals that Eric made.
Oh, sweet. Okay, what about that bee right in the very middle? Was that fussy cut out of a paper? Or?
Yeah, the Tilda bees.
Oh, cool. What a great idea. That's cute.
So
that's very cute. I like that a lot. Yeah. All right, guys. We will go ahead and sign off. So I need to go stop talking for a while. Throat's starting to hurt. Drink something hot. I haven't said 5 words since I've been home until I got on with you guys.
Get some rest.
Yeah.
And then I'll miss you guys next weekend, but.
Yeah, and you're leaving. Well, you'll be gone probably from Wednesday, Thursday.
Thursday, we're leaving Thursday.
Drive straight through.
Thursday, and then they don't know they know we're coming for the weekend. They don't know we'll be there Thursday night.
Thursday for his birthday. That's awesome. Yeah. Good. That'll be very cool. Yeah, I need to go rest the voice and the body. It's time for a nap. I'm really trying to take care of myself so I can get back to normal instead of pushing it and letting this just drag out way longer. So, all right. Well, and if we don't have a sale next week, we'll do just a live Laugh and Craft and have somebody on in place of Candy. Maybe she can, poke her fingers in.
We'll be up there, so.
That's okay. You need to do that. You need to do that. But yeah, we'll do something during the week. Okay. All right. Love you all. Until next time.
Missed you all too.
Yes. Missed you all terribly. You have no idea.
I've not been real active with the Facebook group either with you.
Well, it's been a busy couple weeks for everybody. It sounds like lots going on. So I will, they're not here, but I will say a public thank you to Mary and Sandy for posting every single day.
Yep.
I appreciate that so much. And there were others who posted too. I saw, I'm just this morning was the first time I've actually gone into Facebook since we've been back. So I will get in there and be looking at them. But yeah, there were others who posted as well, but every single day with their challenge. And
making me
awesome.
What is
I
it?
know. Cool things.
They were so pretty. I'm like, just stop.
I know.
Just one.
Well, let's just copy them and make the pretty things too. All right, guys. Love you, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.